Radio Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Good morning, this is Swazi, and you're with me for the first week of the August Saturday Live takeover. Yes, I'm going to be presenting every Saturday Live for the whole of August. Lucky you. So I've came in this morning, had lots of grand plans that I was going to use the phone and do an interview and stuff for something, and I haven't. It's entirely human error. I haven't been able to do it, but the important thing is I'm here and I'm on the air and I'm with you, and I've got some cracking music. It's Brighton Pride this weekend, so we're going to see a descent of tens of thousands of extra people onto the beach and the park thereabouts. And I think I spoke to John about this a few weeks ago, where I said it's highly likely that Kylie's going to be performing at Pride because she's done everything else. She's done Glastonbury, she's done lots of iconic venues this year. And sure enough, she is headlining tonight at Pride in the Park. So as a celebration of Queen Kylie, I thought I'd start the show with her. If she wants to speak to us, which it would appear she doesn't.
Don't blame me just because I'm bored. I'm needy. I need to taste it all. Don't down me just because I am quiet. I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm helpless about the way of me, and I'm thinking about it. Oh, I'm sorting everything inside. I'm looking in the space, this time, this void. I'm making my way through my deep minutes. The bullets in my muscle.
I know it's considered sacrilege, but I'm not really a fan of Kylie. Sorry. I like that though. I like the Confide in Me stuff that she did. I like that. I'm not a big fan of the pop princess stuff, but I think she's lovely, and I think she performed at Hampton Court. So those are my keys. I'm playing with my keys. She performed at Hampton Court, and I wasn't there that day, and all my colleagues got to see her rehearsing and said she was lovely, which is nice to hear, because not all performers are in a good mood before they perform. So there you go. Hope you had a good week, a good couple of weeks. I'm going to be with you every weekend in August. So yeah, I thought Ben could do with a break. He could have a month off. And my kids are on summer holidays and they do things with their dad on a Saturday. So I thought, yeah, why not? So I've got my swimming kit with me today so that I can get to Pell's afterwards. I'm guessing, my theory is everyone's going to be at Pride. So Pell's is going to be quiet. I hope I've got that right. Otherwise, I've lugged my swimming kit down here for now. I also got a bag filled with all the stuff that I need to eat today and lots of water. I brought my reusable water bottle and my teacup, my hot cup that I use, and the milk's off. So I went to make myself a cup of tea and all the milk was all gluggy and bleh. So just I had a cup of tea on the train really. So yeah, I'm becoming a bit of an expert on the train journey to come up here or down here even, but I always manage to get on the wrong bit of the train. So I'd got myself into thinking like, okay, it's the front four carriages because the last few times it has been. So I always get on the kind of carriage 4 or 5. Because then if I'm in the wrong one, I generally have to go one carriage either way. So I got on carriage 4 and then the ticket inspector came through and said, if you're going to Lewes, so you need to be in the last 4 carriages, you just need to go to the one behind. And I swear, every other time I've been on the train, I've been on the wrong carriage as well. It's not the biggest problem, I'll admit. It's not the worst problem anyone could face in the world. It's just one of those niggles, isn't it? And because today I had so much stuff with me, so I just had to lug it all around anyway. So I've got through the technical bits of this morning and you can hear me, all being well you can hear me. I've picked some cracking music. I thought I'd pick a summer playlist that you could enjoy, and I'm hoping that you've got good things planned to do. It's looking good for this weekend. My 2 are in Hampshire this morning. I think they're going to be in Kent this afternoon. They're going to football at Deal. And then I'll catch up with them again tonight. My cat has been at the vet this week for a few days. He was really unwell. I was really worried we were going to get the call saying come in and say goodbye. So it's been a tense week. But then I had Neo came home last night, so I had him all to myself. And he kept his back to me in a kind of I can't believe you did this to me kind of cat pose. But he was purring. So I'm fairly sure that he forgave me, even though he was pretending to be cross. And then this morning he came upstairs and sort of came and lay down next to my bed. He can't jump up anymore. He's got quite bad arthritis, so he can't jump up anymore, poor lad. But, he's doing well. He's 17, 18 years of age. That's old for a cat. And he's perked up no end. So picking happy tunes, enjoying the weekend, making the most of the lovely weather. And I've got plans with my kids tomorrow, so that should be fun. But today is all about me, for me anyway. Not this show necessarily, but I'm taking time for me today. So I've also picked some songs that I thought you'd enjoy, and that will perk up your mood.
Make you
sorry there, I messed up. I was trying to do something completely different and I messed up, so I do apologise. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Bruce. There's a new film coming out about an Asian lad growing up in Luton who has a love of Bruce Springsteen. I grew up in West London and then I lived in South London for a while. And in South London, we were one of only 2 Asian families. The other family were the Patels. And my parents owned a shop. It was all very cliched. In the 70s, not a great time to be that particular ethnicity in that particular geographical location. And I honestly thought, growing up, and actually even when I was at uni, that I was an anomaly because my music taste wasn't the same as everyone else I knew who was Asian. Actually, it wasn't the same as anyone else I knew. It wasn't until I went to uni and made friends with people like my friend Neil, who I'm still good friends with now, that I discovered that the music I liked was absolutely fine and it was absolutely normal. It just wasn't the same as the people I'd grown up with. And it was quite nice to kind of discover that. So these films are where they're sort of talking about a love of Bruce or a love of whoever, I think that kind of speaks to my generational background. I think Gurinder Jadda is the same sort of age as me anyway, so that's possibly where that's come from. But she was interviewed the other day on the radio and she was saying how Bruce Springsteen had completely embraced the movie and was behind it and supported them, which I thought was lovely. What a nice guy. He comes across as a very nice guy. I loved his Desert Island Discs as well. So you already know about my love of Bowie. If you don't, clearly you've not been paying attention. Soraya and I used to talk about our shared love of David Bowie a lot. And I can't sort of think of Bowie without thinking of Soraya. And even today when I was planning to go to Pels, I thought, oh yeah, Soraya and I talked about going swimming there, and we never got round to it. There was a charitable event a few years ago, which was a charitable swim at Pels. And we both talked about doing it, and her health didn't allow. Unfortunately, it was not to be. And so part of my reason for not going has been that association with her and some of that kind of loss and everything that goes with that. But I thought, just move on. Get past it. Just go. And obviously, whenever I play certain music, I always think of her as well. So it's got to be Bowie every time. There's a few bands that I'm always going to play, and they're not ones. The reason I mentioned the whole thing about ethnicity is because growing up, I didn't go to school with people who listened to David Bowie or the Beatles, or the Jesus and Mary Chain, or any of those bands, or Blondie, and everyone was into soul music, or it just wasn't. It didn't speak to me, and I love soul music, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it, but the music that really spoke to me, like The Clash and stuff like that, just wasn't represented. So that's why I'm a bit obsessive about it now.
Breaking glass in your room again.
There's a 2017 remaster of Breaking Glass by David Bowie. There you go. The air conditioning's on in here. It's lovely. It's nice and cool. I came in and I'd had the walk up the hill because I was rushing. I'd got an earlier train, but I had planned to do a podcast before. So I was walking up the hill. By the time I got to the top of it, I sounded like a wheezing horse. I was walking, and a woman was walking the opposite direction. She must have thought I sounded like I was having a heart attack. I sounded awful. So she must have been very worried about me. Somebody's torn a page out of Viva Lewes. Who's that? Interesting. So I'm going to tell you about the gigs that are on. If you're not going to Pride, obviously there are other things going on. There's obviously the movie thing, which I've told you about the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to go on and on and on and on. But the Beach Cinema. So today, if you want to see Underscore Orchestra, Hot Jazz, New Orleans, Swing, Balkan and Klezmer at the Lansdowne at 7:30, and that's free. It's open night for Lost and Found, and that's folk, English, trad and music and miscellaneous, and that's at the Ellie, 8 p.m, and that's £3. Monday, Jim Mullen, Milo Fell and Terry Seabrook at the Snowdrop. That's 8 p.m, and it's free. Friday the 9th, the West Street Ramblers, 20 string band music, Con Club, 8:30, and it's free. And Femme Brûlée, brilliant name, all female DJ night at the Lamb, and that's free, and it's from 9 p.m. Talking of the Lamb, on a Wednesday they have karaoke, on a Thursday they have open mic, on a Friday they have live bands, on a Saturday they have a live band and DJ, and on a Sunday they have afternoon jazz between 12 and 5. You can find out more about the exact acts they've got by going to www.thelambluis.com. And obviously, because I'm going to be with you next week, I can tell you all about it. But hey, Ronnie Size is going to be performing at De La Warr. The Pixies are performing at De La Warr as well in September, and I looked it up, and the ticket prices I thought were a little bit much actually, but I'm thinking about it. And the Divine Comedy are playing, I think, Brighton as well. So the thing is, the ticket prices are the same as London, and I live closer to London, so I'm just thinking, well, if I'm going to pay that, the only difference, the only advantage of coming to gigs in Sussex as opposed to London is just travelling home is less fraught. It's further, but it takes less time often. So that's why sometimes I make the decision. So I'm seeing Eddie Izzard in Brighton. There's a few gigs I'm going to in Brighton, actually. I'm seeing Dieter Von Teese next year in Brighton. I'm seeing Stuart Lee in Brighton. So yeah, sometimes I choose to come down here rather than go to London, just because travelling to Hammersmith is just a little bit more stressful than coming down here. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. Actually, there are roundabouts. There are a couple of times when I've been travelling back from possibly going to the Horth, actually, and the motorway's been closed, and that whole theory has been thrown out of the window. So it's an imprecise science, I'll be honest with you. Right, I played this song a few weeks ago by Freya Ridings, and I loved it, so I thought I'd come back to it. Not exactly about the beach, but I'm just thinking when my kids go to the beach they make sandcastles, so well, there's sort of a link.
close you ever thought I was.
I love female empowerment songs. They're always great. It's Freya Ridings, who sounds like Florence from Florence and the Machine. That's what I think, anyway. Really sticky fingers now. Not for horrible reasons. I've always told myself I shouldn't eat when I'm in the studio. I used to present at a radio station where there was a very strict no eating in the studio rule, which makes good sense, actually. And someone was actually asked to leave the station because they very obviously had a picnic in the studio during a show. Strict. So, now, I've told you about Kids Week, but also on Monday at the Theatre Royal Brighton, we have the kids show Tabby McTat, which is going to be performing next week. It looks lovely. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's a really sweet little show based on a Julia Donaldson book, as a lot of the best shows are. And I was supposed to be bringing my sons, but we're actually not coming to that now, which is a shame. But it's a touring show. And they've got quite a few things going on at the Theatre Royal Brighton for the summer. And I'm just looking them up because I'm looking at all sorts of other things as well. Including Mary Poppins Week, which is on the 8th of August. And there are lots of activities and kind of special things going on for that, which you can go to. I'm looking at, what's on book tickets? There you go. That's not the right one. I'm not looking at the right place. You see, you're hearing all the stuff going on in my head at the same time as I'm doing it, which probably isn't helpful. Tabby McTat is on Monday and Tuesday. It's a very sweet looking show, actually. Tickets are from £16.15. From the terrific team behind Tiddler and Other Terrific Tales, we've seen that. And Zog, Juliet Donaldson and Alex Scheffler's Tabby McTat is a heartwarming tale of friendship and loyalty, interwoven with original songs and a sprinkling of magic. On Monday it's on at 1:30 and at 4 o'clock. Tuesday it's on at 10:30 and 1:30. Tabby McTat is a cat with the loudest of meows and the best friend with a guitar. Together they sing their favourite songs, delighting the crowds, until one day Fred disappears. Separated and alone, Tabby finds shelter and a new life with all the comforts that any cat could dream of. However, memories of his life with Fred haunt him, and he sets off to search the streets for his long-lost friend. Suitable for children and families of all ages. It sounds lovely. Oh, it just sounds so cute. Obviously with my love of cats. So Mary Poppins Day is, as I said, on the... I'm saying it's the 8th. I'm just checking because I don't want to get that wrong. I'm pretty sure it was the 8th because I did check that out before. Yes, Thursday the 8th at 11 o'clock. Have a practically perfect adventure in and around Theatre Royal Brighton. Explore backstage and take part in Mary Poppins themes, arts and crafts activities. Play on the stage and try some chimney sweep moves. Venture under the stage for some stories and games and take a spoonful of sugar with your picnic lunch in the theatre. A supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day for 7 to 11-year-olds. Ticket price includes a picnic lunch. It runs from 11 till 3, and I will just check what... the booking fees. There are no booking fees for this production. Okay, it doesn't say how much tickets are though. So let me just check for you. It's £25 for a general ticket. There are no booking fees and there are still tickets available. So it does say choose seats, but I'm fairly sure you don't need to choose seats because it's not a sitting down type show. So you can get tickets, and even though it says there may be a booking fee, there isn't one. So don't worry about it. There is no booking fee for that. But it sounds great. We've also got Percussion Carnival on Monday the 12th of August, and then Chitty Chitty Bang Bang opens on Wednesday the 21st. Oh my goodness, I love that show. Theatre Royal Brighton has got the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang Wednesday the 21st until Saturday the 24th of August. One of the world's favourite musicals, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, will have audiences of all ages flying high with this mixture of madness, intrigue and exuberance as it flies into Brighton. It's on at New Road, Brighton, obviously, Wednesday to Saturday, 2:30 and 7:30. Sorry, 2:30. Sound like an owl then. 2:30 and 7:30. Can the lovable but wacky inventor Potts, along with his 2 children and the gorgeous Truly Scrumptious, outwit the bombastic Baron Bombburst, who has decreed that all children be banished from his kingdom? What happens when the children are caught and imprisoned with other youngsters by the evil child catcher? Will it all end happily ever after? Well, of course it will. The most phantasmagorical stage musical flies into Brighton. Sounds wonderful. have seen a few shows in Brighton. I love it. I do love the theatre. And there's loads of stuff coming up. Now, there's loads of stuff in August, actually. Lots of one-night shows going on in August. And then a show starting in September called Boeing Boeing, which I've heard of, but I've not seen. So, lots and lots going on. Oh, and The Tiger Who Came to Tea. I love that show. I've taken both my kids to see it, and it's beautiful. And then in September, A Woman of No Importance, which I'm fairly sure I've seen. Yes. So, I am now wittering. So, I'm going to play you some more music, is there anyone who doesn't play Bob Marley when the weather's warm? I don't think there is. Bob Marley and the Wailers and Could You Be Loved from album Uprising. I don't know where that's come from. Don't know why that... What's going on? What's going on? Completely the wrong place. So, yes. If you're going to Pride... You probably know where you're going, actually. But so far, £705,000 has been raised by Pride, Brighton and Hove, which is amazing. And there's all sorts of amazing events going on this weekend for Pride. So Pride in the Park, which is the big one that lots of people are going to. The countdown has finished. So the stage set times. On the main stage, 1:15 Alice Chater, 2:10 is Zach Abel, 3:05 Rina Sawayama. Sorry, I apologise for that. I hadn't practised it before I came on it. 4:05 Bjorn again, 5:15 Fleur East. She's lovely. She's got a beautiful voice. 6:15 Clean Bandit. 7:25 special guest, ooh, secret. 8:45 Kylie, and at 10:15 at finale fireworks. And the Queer Town stage at 2 o'clock is LMR. 2:25 Felix Shepherd. 2:50 Hannah Brackenbury. 3:25 is Sharika Sherrard. 4 Busty and Ginger. 4:35 Miss Disney, 5:05 Epicene, 6:10 B and Jackrabbit, 6:50 Zayn Fallick, and 7:15 Bella Penfold. The BAME stage hosted by Cocoa Butter Club. 12 o'clock is DJ. 3:30 Sadie Sin of the Songbird, 3:40 Cinderella Lewis, 3:50 LMR. 4 DJ Malika Green, 5:05 Asia Thorne, 5:10 Chio, 6:10 Jada Love, 6:15 Romeo, and 7 DJs Pushy C and Gale. Diva Dance Tent, 12 Saskia, 1 is Toya DeLazy, 2 is Wild Blood and Queenie, 3 Alpha, 4 Emma Love, 5 King K, 6 Summer Gamati, 7 Sammy Kubu, 8 Lola, and 9 El Conchitas. The Brute Men's Tent, 12 is DJ Liam, 2 is Giuliano, 3 Amel, or AMYL. 4 is Ross Jones, 5 is LCB, 7 is Paul Heron, and 8 is Rob C. Pride Dance Big Top hosted by He, She, They. God, there's so much. There's so many. 12 is Cyrita. 3:30 is Affigo Bang. 3 is Michelle Manetti. Sorry, 1:30 is Affigo Bang. 4 is Wax Wings, 5 Paul Heron, 6 Mason Masters, 7 Kim Ann Foxman, 8:30 Marshall Jefferson, Sheila McWatty Women's Performance Stage, 2:30 Dandelion Charm, 3 Mine, 3:30 Colours and Fires, 4:05 Acoustic Gravel, 4:35 She Choir, 5 Denise Black, and 2 till 4 Lola Zanya, Sally Vate, Stephanie Von Klitz, Pat Clutcher, Drag with No Name, and Spice. Legends Cabaret Tent, 4 till 6 is Miss Jason, Maisie Trollitt, Dave Lynn, Martha Darther, Rose Garden, Son of a Tutu, what a great name, Lola Lasagna, also a great name. 6 till 8 is Gabriella Parrish, Cara Von Park, Sandra, Mary Mack, and 8 till 10 DJ Claire and DJ Patch. And give yourself plenty of time to get all of the venues, and make sure you don't take anything that's going to get taken off you. That's very sensible advice, isn't it? You know, just don't take stuff that you can't take. I'm pretty sure there were still tickets available when I checked yesterday, so I don't know if you can buy tickets on the gate. I'm just going to check that. For Pride in the Park, I think you probably can. I'm just checking that, but it's taking a long time. So there's also the Love BN1 Fest and all sorts of other stuff going on. I did see some... here we go. Individual tickets for Love BN1 Fest, Sunday, August, available here. Individual tickets for Pride in the Park, available. Yeah, so there are still tickets. Actually, no. Pride in the Park tickets all gone. There's an e-ticket you can get, just about, final release, I think. Yeah, no, there are. $44.95 you can get tickets for. If you go online, you can get them today. So if you were a bit late in getting your tickets, you can still get one now. And you can see Kylie and Clean Bandit and Fleur East and Bjorn again. And all the others who look amazing and wonderful. Yes, I'm going to be in Brighton next weekend for the Edge of the Sea Festival, which is over the Friday night and the Saturday. So I'll be around for that, which will be good. That's the thing that I've been going to that for quite a few years now. So there's quite a few good bands as well. So there's Fallen Women, which is a tribute act to The Fall, and a few other acts as well. That's where I saw Art Brut perform for the first time. Loved them, thought they were amazing. So yeah, I'm going to be hanging out at Brighton next weekend, and just having fun. And I might try and sneak in a movie as well if I've got time, seeing as I'm making a weekend of it. One of my boys is going to Cubs camp. And the other one is going to go and have a sleepover with his friend, his little friend. So that'd be nice. It wouldn't be a show with me without the Beatles, would it? So I've got to play a Beatles track. A bit early for me, though. I don't normally play them before the middle of the show. But no, let's do Beatles early, and then you never know, you might get another one later.
Attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in her smile she knows I don't need no other lover. Something in her style that shows me. Don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me, will my love grow? I don't know. You stick around now, it may show. I don't something in the way she knows. And all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how.
Beautiful. So I'm rustling, which is really bad habit, but I've got loads of bits about. I was just reading a really interesting bit in Viva Lewes by Philippa Perry, who is a child psychologist, a psychotherapist, an agony aunt, talking about her advice to parents, which looks really good. She sounds really good. She's going to be at the Curious Arts Festival at Pippingford Park, 23rd to 26th of August. I might have to go and see her. Her one piece of advice: if you think you have a problem with a child, don't solely concentrate on the child, look at your relationship with that child. That's where you will find your answer. There you go. Meaningful, but important. Yes, I could talk about that. But, yeah, I think... But my children are 8 and 5, soon to be 9 and 6. My older son I've always had a really good relationship with, and I've always talked to him. But it does mean that we also wind each other up because we're very similar in terms of our temperament. And but the good thing about always talking to each other and being very honest is that we actually have a very good relationship where we do talk to each other. So we lose our temper with each other, but we also make it up. And he's good company. I do like him. I think he's a good kid, and he's a very caring person. His little brother, I mentioned before, we adopted his little brother, and he's really fun. He's very sweet, but and very very keen to be independent. He's the one who's going to go and stay with his little girlfriend next week. Really good at forming relationships with people, making friendships. But knows his own mind, that little one. He's going through a very stubborn patch at the moment where if he doesn't want to do something, he will stamp his foot and say, never. Can you do this, please? Never. Never. I'm not listening, which is great fun. It's all fun and games, isn't it? Everyone makes it through, although we wonder how. So, if you want to go to more gigs, let's just moving on from that. You can see Alvin Gibbs and the Disobedient Servants at the Con Club. They're going to be there on Sunday, the 8th of September. Tickets from Eventbrite, Punker Bunker, Brighton, and of course, Psy Sounds. Supported by Charlie Harper, the UK subs, and Criminal Mind, which sounds amazing. I'm going to be seeing Richard Jobson from the Skids. Not on that day. I think I'm seeing him the week before at the Union Chapel in Islington. Really excited. Love the Skids, so that'll be. I'm quite excited about that. I've got a few sort of various bits and pieces coming up of gigs and things. I used to always think I needed to go to gigs with people, but I'm not too bothered about that now. I'm not too worried about it. I sort of think if I'm going to enjoy the gig, I can go and just, I'm there for the music, not necessarily the company. There are certain shows that I go to by myself. I always go to see things like Hamlet on my own. Don't really want to have a discussion. Don't really want to be worried about whether or not the other person's enjoying it, which I do. If I take someone to a show and I've asked them to go I always think it's not really their thing, they're just doing it as a favour to me. All about self-esteem. I do wonder whether or not they're enjoying it, and that worries me. Whereas if I just go by myself, I only have to worry about how I feel about it. So, I know, get selfish in my old age. It's Proms in the Paddock this week, and that is today, all day, in fact. Tickets on the gate are £10 for adults, £3 for children under 5s are free. Gates open at 3, music starts at 4 and it finishes at 10. You can see the Jumping Jacks, Crimson Six, Lewes, Glendon, Beddingham Brass. There are three bands. There's an afternoon start, nighttime finish, firework finale, licensed bar with guest ciders, cake and side stalls, veggie and vegan food, and a barbecue as well. So that sounds like fun. You can get down to Proms in the Paddock. Again, you can get tickets. Well, you can get them on the gates. You might as well get them now. And it's advertised as Summertime Music and Firework Spectacular. I went to see... This is completely out of nowhere. That's if you want to go out this weekend and you don't want to go to Pride, there's Proms in the Paddock. A year ago, just over a year ago actually, I was offered the opportunity to go and see David Byrne at the Hammersmith Apollo because someone who I don't really know but who I'm chat to on Facebook had these tickets and said, I can't go, would anyone like to? And I thought, yeah, I would. I'd love to. So went to see David Byrne. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And he performed this.
With a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile?
He's an amazing performer. It was a really incredible live show with so many performers on lots and lots of musicians on the stage. Lots of percussion instruments on the stage, and there was I can't even describe it. I've put a little on my Swazi DJ page. I haven't even given you any of my social media links. If you go to Facebook, you can follow me on Swazi Radio DJ. I've actually posted a video clip of him performing. I think of him performing this, but there's a whole bit where it feels like the whole stage rises, but actually it's kind of lights or kind of strings of lights coming up the sides of the stage. I'm kind of gesturing with my hands as though you can see, and obviously you can't, but it was really, really good. And a really nice feeling in the audience. There are a few gigs I've been to where the audience have just been really nice, and it's just been really fun. In actual fact, a lot of the gigs I've been to have been like that, so it's not fair to say that it's not. But yeah, it was. I honestly never thought I'd get the chance to see him, so it was just wonderful to get that opportunity. I can't sort of say enough how lucky it was that I did get to do that. So I'm playing you something silly now, because I'm feeling silly. The interesting thing about Cheap Trick is that they look like a rock band. They look like one of those kind of hair rock bands. I played Whitesnake last time I was on. I was saying how Whitesnake were always about, for me, it was always about the hair. David Coverdale's hair, more than anything. So Cheap Trick look like that kind of hair rock band. But then you listen to that song, it doesn't sound anything like it. It's very plinky plonky. It's quite sweet though, isn't it? Quite a sweet little song. Now, I'm debating whether or not to play you another song before I hand you over to Alexa, but I don't know. I don't... There's always an inherent risk, isn't there, in handing you over and then finding that we run out. But I did want to tell you about the stuff that's happening at the Churchill. Cabaret is coming to the Churchill. And I love Cabaret. It's a great, great show, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm really pleased. So what they've got on for kids shows, they've got In the Night Garden from August the 20th to the 24th. I've missed Tabby McTat. I can't believe it. Miss Tabby McTat. It was on 21st, 23rd of July. Shrek the Musical is from 8th to the 10th of August. And loads and loads of great stuff going on. So Tabby McTat is doing the rounds of everywhere. It's going to be on at Kingston next week as well, and it looks so sweet. It just looks like a lovely show. But as I mentioned, Kids Week is on in the West End, so if you buy a full price ticket for an adult, you can take one child free and another two for half price. It is so worth it. There are shows where you can't really get cheap tickets, and so many shows are included. So if you Google Kids Week, you can find out all about it. It's been going for quite a few years, and it's the whole of August that's covered by it. A lot of the very popular shows sell out very quickly, but it doesn't mean that you can't get tickets. You just need to be a little bit smart about it. And there are all sorts of activity packages as well. So there are things where you will have a show, and then there's also an activity at the theatre before the show or after the show where children can take part, either in something with the performers, or it can be something that the theatre is hosting. So it's worth finding out about it. If there's a show you've really wanted to see in the West End for a long time, and you want to go as a family, Kids Week is a good time to do it. The disadvantage is you're going to be going into London in August, which is busy. I work at the Tower of London one day a week, and that's as much travelling into London as I can do now in my advanced years. A couple of weeks ago, I had to go into a couple of locations in London that week, and it's really hot at the moment, and I don't like travelling on the tube anyway. But when it's really hot like this, and I try and get there nice and early in the morning so it's quieter and cooler. But when I'm travelling home in the evening, that's also when all the kids with their families, with their grandparents or parents, are travelling back home as well. So it's that bit busier. And I've concluded that I just don't do well in crowds. I don't know if it's because I'm short. I suspect that probably doesn't help with not being the best in crowds, but, large numbers of people. So I tend to pick up speed and just kind of power on through if I can. It's very difficult if I've got my kids with me, because obviously I can't always power on through. And also I'm then worrying about them being okay, although they're pretty big and sturdy now, so they can look after themselves pretty well. But if it's just me, I will power on through and get through the crowds as quickly as I can so that I can be where I need to be. So yeah, travelling into the West End to see shows isn't my favourite thing, but often I'll get around that by going to a matinee, because it means I don't have to travel when lots of other people are travelling, and also means I get home at a sensible time. It's like those people that have their tea at 5 o'clock, isn't it? Because they don't want to eat late. And you sort of think, if you're eating your tea at 5 o'clock, what are you doing at 8, 9 o'clock then? Aren't you hungry again? Because I would be. Actually, I'm not. I'm finding that in the hot weather, I'm not actually that hungry. I was delivering a couple of training courses this week, and one of them the other week, I didn't eat at all before the training, and it wasn't until afterwards that I thought, wow, I haven't eaten today. And that was sort of like 1, 2 o'clock, which doesn't happen often. I'm not one of those people who forgets to eat. I always think that's a bit strange. Yeah. Rambling now. So, we've got another hour to go with lots of great music, and I'm going to be telling you about more things that are coming up. If you're going to Pride, travel safe, have a lovely time. You're going to be covered in glitter if you're not already. You probably will be when you get back. But for the time being, I'm going to hand you to Alexa. What's the news?
Here's your news. In weather. Here's your news. In weather.
It sounds like Alexa's having a breakdown. She's tried twice and we've not succeeded, so I'm going to give Alexa the morning off. Rolling Stones, Happy. Not one of theirs that I know that well, actually. But I mentioned, I think, on the last show, how I really like that kind of dirty blues guitar. And there's quite a few songs I've got today where there's just a gut feeling about how the music sounds. Sometimes you need music that kind of cheers you along, or music that's soothing. And today's not about soothing sounds. Today is about kind of, feeling good in yourself. That's what the music's about today, for me anyway. It's the, having fun and enjoying it and making the most of it. This is what happens when I haven't seen my children for a day. I suddenly go, yeah, I'm a grown-up, I can do things. Although obviously I miss them, yes, I do miss and love my children, and I hope they're having a lovely time. But there's also sort of, doing nice stuff for yourself. I used to present a show on a different radio station where I had this as the theme music, and I loved it. And I haven't listened to it for ages, because I listened to it all the time when I was doing the show, and so I haven't played it for a really long time. But I was watching a programme the other day called Punk, which is the history of punk, and it was really interesting, and they interviewed loads and loads of amazing people, and one of the people they were talking to a lot was Iggy Pop, and I just thought, I don't play Iggy Pop at all, so I'm rectifying that right now.
Of course I had it in my ear before.
chickens. Well, I'm just a modern guy. Of course, I had it in the year before, and I've lost for life. 'Cause I've lost for life. Got lost for life. Get lost for life. Got lost for life. Oh, lost for life. Got lost for life. Yeah, lost for life. I got lost for life. Lost for life. Lost for life. Lost for life. Lost for life.
The other reason that song is very well known is because of the film Trainspotting, obviously, which is where everyone knows them from. I haven't mentioned Lewes FC at all for a while, and obviously the new season has started. I have a share of ownership in Lewes football team. I asked for it as a gift earlier this year, so I am one of the owners. And as they say, as John Althers, senior editor at Bloomberg, said in June of this year, it's amazing what goes on at the dripping pan. It's amazing what happens when companies commit to gender equality. If you want to support Lewes's fine commitment to women's sports, you can easily join them online for a very small fee. Very good advert. Lewes FC is the only football club in the world to pay its women's team the same as its men's team. Endorse us, support us and help us do more. You can go to lewesfc.com/owners and you can become a owner for as little as £50. As it says at the bottom, this is not an investment and there'll be no return on or of your money. So you are making an investment in a good thing. Well, it's not an investment. You're basically putting your money towards a good thing, which is great. Now, this sounds amazing. The Unity Centre is having a grand opening on Friday the 6th September from 6 p.m. The Turkish Baths 35 Friars Walk. Lewes Mayor John Lamb will cut the ribbon at 6:30. All welcome. Come and see how we've renovated this unique building into our centre for yoga, well-being and the arts. I just thought I could hear a bird. Free classes all weekend on the weekend of Friday the 6th September. That sounds brilliant. I'm so there. I am so there. That's going to happen. Love, sounds wonderful. Turkish baths, wow, that looks amazing. So yes, if you want to find something for your kids to do, Lewes Girls Rugby Academy, Saturday 10th of August, are having an introduction to rugby from 10 till 11:30, and then the existing players session is from 12 till 2. Never played rugby but want to try? Intro to rugby is for girls aged 6 to 17. No experience or special kit is necessary. New players can email to book lewesgirlsrugby@gmail.com. So if you want to get your kids, or if you are a kid who wants to get involved in women's rugby, there you go. You can do that. I'm just having a little wander through here at the moment. It's so amazing. There's a thing in here about the Bluebell Railway. My kids have been on the Bluebell. I haven't been on it. I think I'm missing out. They get to do wonderful things and I miss out on them. I've told you about Proms in the Paddock, and then the other thing is Pels are showing The Age of Stupid as part of the Eco Film Night series. So it's going to be on at 9 p.m. You can get tickets at Pels Pool, and it's a series of films about the environment that you can watch at the pool. And when I was reading up about it, they were saying that they may well open for swimming as well. I can hear a bird, can't I? I'm not imagining it. Yeah. I was just thinking, is that a gull outside? And sure enough, it is a gull outside. I'll tell you about the stuff that's going on for kids after I play you the next track. I really love this one. Whenever I hear it now, I always think of the film Jerry Maguire, but I loved it even before then because it's great, and it's big and it's epic, and it's one of those ones that you can really sing along to at the top of your voice. So I'm going to turn down the mic so that I can sing along to it, and feel free to do the same.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus, in America too. She's a good girl, is crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and her boyfriend too. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. And I'm free, free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. Now the vampires walking through the valley move west down Ventura Boulevard, and all the bad boys are standing in the shadows, and the good girls are home with broken hearts. I'm free, I'm free falling. Yeah, I'm free, free falling. I wanna glide down over Mulholland. I wanna write her name in the sky. I'm gonna free fall out into nothing. Gonna leave this world for a while. I'm free falling, free falling, free falling, free falling. Yeah, I'm free falling, free falling, free
Were you shouting along? Singing. I was singing at the top of my voice, which you may well have heard. You'll get complaints from the neighbours about the noise coming from in here at some point, I'm sure of it. So, the stuff that's happening for under 16s. Morning Explorers on Monday the 5th. Morning Explorers is a special time for families with additional needs. Open between 10am and 11am exclusively for them. This session is linked to the current exhibition of botanical illustrations and includes special tactile objects to feel, garden games and audio-described tours. That's at Lewes Castle, 10am. Regular admission applies. Tuesday the 6th is Summer Flowers. Drop into the house this afternoon and explore the Tudor garden, design and paint your own floral creations and try spinning wool. All ages welcome. Anne of Cleves, 1 till 4, price included with admission. Wednesday is Pirate and Princess Day at Mitchell Priory. Treasure hunts, children's crafts, face painting and Crazy Hazy with his pirate show. That's 10:30 till 5pm. See sussexpass.co.uk. Thursday the 8th, if you're not going to Brighton, Theatre Royal Brighton for Mary Poppins Day, you can go to Botanicals at Lewes Castle. Try drawing, painting and printing your own images of your favourite flowers. A holiday workshop for children aged 4 to 8, linked to the current exhibition of Victorian botanical illustrations. And on Saturday the 10th, Lewes Girls Rugby Academy, the intro to rugby that I just mentioned. Tuesday the 13th is Kitchen Tales. Drop into to hear some kitchen stories, to tell your own handle kitchen artefacts and explore the herbs in the garden. And that's 1 till 6, Anne of Cleves, price included in admission. When Wildlife Wednesday, nature trails, bird watching, bug hunting and wildlife themed craft activities. Reptilers will also be in attendance with creatures to meet at Mitchell and Priory, 10:30 till 5. Thursday the 15th, Dinosaurs and Dragons. Handle a real dinosaur bone and make clay dinosaur footprints or scary dragons to take home. Help tell a dragon story. Creative holiday workshop for children aged 4 to 8, and that's at Lewes Castle, 10:30 and 12 p.m. £5 and booking is essential. Tuesday the 20th, Plants and Potions. Explore the plants in the garden and find out how they've been used in the past. Hands-on activities, textiles and quizzes. And Thursday the 22nd, Attack a Castle. Summer fun for 4 to 8-year-olds. Try on some armour and make model castles and mangonels to take away, and that's again at Lewes, 10:30 and 2, and that's £5. And on Friday the 23rd, there is a animation workshop, 2 workshops run by Catfish Collective, one for 8 to 12 years and one for 13 to 18 years at the depot, 10 o'clock and 12:30. See lewisdepot.org for more information. There you go. Now, I played this artist last time I was on, and I was just looking up some stuff about my local area. I think I mentioned Stormzy has just been phenomenal in the last few years, and I played a single that is very, very well known, but I listened to this and I thought this was just really, really nice, really special. So I'm playing this one today. A slight change of tone, but I just really fancied sharing this one with you. It's by Stormzy and it's called Blinded by Your Grace.
You're so ready. I'm blinded by your grace. Every night, every day. And I was lost, yeah. But ever since you found me, I'm blinded by your grace. Through the darkness you came, and I'll be alright with you by my side. The way that I see it, you're all that I'm needing. Your love never lets me down. Your love never leaves me out. And when I'm losing faith and there is nowhere left to turn, I pray you won't let me down. I pray you won't let me down. I'm blinded by your grace. Every night, every day. And I was lost, yeah. But ever since you found me, I'm blinded by your grace. Through the darkness you came, and I'll be alright with you by my side. I can't escape you, I can't replace you, so don't walk away from me now. That was it. Yeah.
I just thought that was beautiful. It's just so nice, isn't it? Especially because he's known for Gang Signs and Prayer, which is really kind of very urban is the word that's always used. Very urban sounds, but there's something really, really nice tone in there. That's great. Another London act who I love, and whose story was turned into a musical actually, which I went to see twice, and it's a great show. I'm trying to remember what it's called now, the show about the Kinks. I'm going to look it up while I play it.
You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. Don't ever set me free. I always wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me. See, don't ever set me free. I always wanna be by your side. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. You really got me.
Of course, the Kinks musical was called Sunny Afternoon, which I'd sort of thought it was, but I did want to check it, so I didn't want to give you the wrong information, because so often I'll say stuff and it's not true. And I remember the last show I was playing, Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes, and I was trying to remember Stevie Nicks' name, and I couldn't remember. I was going, oh, you know, her from Fleetwood Mac. Big swishy skirts, really short, long blonde hair. Stevie Nicks. That's who I couldn't think of. So there you go. Now, I told you I was watching this programme about punk, and they were interviewing some great people on it. And they interviewed Joan Jett of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And she's another one of those incredible female musicians who I absolutely love. I love the look, I love the sound, all of it. And I think I remember this, I think this was the first song of hers that I ever heard.
Getting up tight, where are you?
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Love it. I love the rockiness of it. I love the vocal. And the sentiment ain't bad either. So there you go. A lot of people at the moment don't fully... I think there are people who are making assumptions about what's going on with me because they don't necessarily know the details, but it ain't what it seems. That's all I can say to you. So, there's loads of stuff going on, isn't there? There's like a bajillion things going on in August. So part of the reason why I decided to do the Saturday Live Takeover was because I thought, well, you know what, I can be here every Saturday. I'm kid free pretty much every Saturday, and I like doing the show. So being down here and doing it, and also it puts me in the right place to do other things. So there's loads of stuff that I want to do that I can kind of go, yeah, okay, well, I'm in the area, so I can go and do this, and sort of booking in to see various other shows and sort of catch up with people as well. So I mentioned to you about Cabaret, which is a new production of the show, which looks great. I'm really lucky to be able to go and see that. I'm going to see the press show of it, and it's got... Now, the last time I saw John Partridge, I think, was when I went with Soraya and we saw La Cage aux Folles. I think that's when I last saw him. I may well have seen him in something since. It's possible that I have. I probably have. But that's the one I really remember because he was so wonderful in it. So it's this show Cabaret, John Partridge, Cara Lily Hayworth, who was in Scylla, Anita Harris, and starring Bill Kenwright's production of Cantor and Ebb's landmark musical Cabaret. It's 1931. Berlin is a haven of divine decadence, and the legendary Sally Bowles is about to take the stage at the infamous Kit Kat Club. Cabaret features show-stopping choreography, dazzling costumes and iconic songs such as Money Makes the World Go Round, Maybe This Time, Cabaret and more. And it looks incredible. So I'll tell you all about that when I've been to see the press show. And to tell you more about what's going on at Pride this weekend, I always think of Cabaret as being kind of part of that whole Pride thing as well. That whole thing, I don't know what I'm talking about. So even if you're not going to Pride in the Park today, and I've told you about the lineup for Pride in the Park, there's the Love BN1 Fest tomorrow, which is Pride Sunday in the Park. Main stage, 2:30 Grace Carter, 3:30 Nina Nesbitt, 4:30 Rax Sue, 5:30 House Gospel Choir, 6:45 the incredible Grace Jones, 8:30 Jessie J, and it closes at 9:30. You can also see Jessie J the Glory, it says here. Yes, I don't know what that is. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. There's loads. The London Pride was about a month ago. And then, of course, we have Brighton Pride. I'm guessing that different cities have it at different times because it means that they get more people come because you go to different ones. I may be guessing that. There's also the Family Pride. The Pride Family Diversity Area is a celebration of LGBTQ families and friends, delivering the best in children's entertainment and fun activities. It ensures family is at the heart of our Pride weekend, delivers a day of rainbow-filled celebrations in an exciting, creative and safe alcohol-free space. The area is for all our community's rainbow families to enjoy. A playground for the imagination. It will be a space filled with children's entertainers, face painting, arts, crafts, games, dancing and fabulous costume making sessions for the Children's Pride Parade. Wonderful. That sounds absolutely great. And Queertown on the Park. Queertown is back for its second year as part of Pride in the Park at the Pride Festival on Preston Park today, featuring a Queertown stage curated by queer artist Paul Diallo and featuring over 10 queer artists, live music, cabaret, comedy, burlesque and performance art. Chow down at the Street Food Village and enjoy the entertainment at the popular Trans Tent. Queertown promises to be a community haven at the north end of the park. So that sounds wonderful. If you fancy that, you can get down to Preston Park for that one. I saw people getting all sorts of different trains this morning and they were up and out really early and sparkling really early. I think if you can be fabulous first thing in the morning, then the day can only go well, can't it? Start the day fabulous and just continue as you mean to go on. the Smashing Pumpkins, and today Billy Corgan, isn't it? Smashing Pumpkins. Don't play them very often, but just quite fancied it today. There's a whole bit here now where I'm playing people I don't often play. So I started telling you about social media earlier and then completely failed. So Facebook, Swazi Radio DJ, I try and post a song every day. You can catch up with when my shows are, and you can also catch up with links to the shows that I have already presented, all of which are available on Spreaker and Spotify. So, sorry, I'm messing around with my headphones at the moment because they're my ear is itching. You don't need to know everything, I know. So that's Swazi Radio DJ. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Swazi Rogers, SWAZIRODGERS. You can also find me on Instagram, which is exactly the same. I'm in the process of changing my name on those things, but I don't know if I'm allowed to actually change them. I think once you've registered under a certain name, I don't think you can change it. I'm pretty sure it's not possible to do that, but I will probably have to find out how that works. I'm thinking aloud now, obviously. So the Twitter handle, I don't know if I can change the actual Twitter handle. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to try. So I will, if it changes, I'll let you know. But actually, if you just look up Swazi Rogers, you will find me. That's all you need to know, isn't it, really? If you look up Swazi Rogers, you'll find me on there. On Instagram, on Twitter, Swazi Radio DJ, on Facebook. And those are all the places where I put stuff. There is also a blog, but I haven't actually been writing for a while. I will get back to it. It's just not been in the zone for a while. But you can have a look at previous posts at chocolateisnottheonlyfruit.blogspot.com. I'm just looking at a page here where there's purple toast and a fried egg on it. I don't actually know why the toast is purple. No, I don't think I understand that.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies the snake, in the sun, in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench, neath the black, the sky looks dead, call my name through the cream, and I'll hear you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come, won't you come. Stuttering, cold and damp, steal the warm wind, tired friend. Times are gone for honest men.
Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
I'm going to call this section the dedication to Ben, because I played I played Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun, and then Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion. Sort of going back a bit in time with Aerosmith. Although I know he's not a big fan of Steve Tyler. We've talked about that before. So there you go, Ben. A couple of songs there for you. Getting very close to the end now of the show, not of, forever. And I'm not sure what the weather's doing outside. So I'm going to check whether or not it's warm enough for me to go for an outdoor swim at Pell's. It probably is. mean, it's not like going swimming in the sea, is it, where it's really cold? But I'm going to make a judgment about whether or not I want to do that. But before that, I'm going to play Prince because, because I can. Was not expecting that to be how it ended. I'm going to play you one more song and then I'm out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're going to Pride, stay safe, stay well, stay sparkly, stay fabulous. If you're not going to Pride, stay fabulous anyway. Have a wonderful time. I'll be with you every Saturday in August. How lucky are you? And as if to recognise that it's all about the fab, I'm going to finish today's show with Kirsty MacColl and In These Shoes. See you and speak to you again next week. Bye-bye.
I once met a man with a sense of adventure. He was dressed to thrill wherever he went. He said, let's make love on a mountain top, under the stars on a big hard rock. I said, in these shoes? I don't think so. I said, honey, let's do it here. So I'm sitting at a bar in Guadalajara. In walks a guy with a faraway look in his eyes. He said, I've got a powerful horse outside. Climb on the back, I'll take you for a ride. I know a little place we can get there for the break of day. I said, in these shoes? No way, Jose. I said, honey, right here. Then I met an Englishman. Oh, he said,
What are you afraid of?
won't you walk up and down my spine? It makes me feel strangely alive. I said, in these shoes, I doubt you'd survive. I said, honey, let's do it. Let's stay right here. Let's stay right here.
I'm lucky this week.
Radio Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.